Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. This is the Maximal Podcast. Every week we bring experts from around the world who work in the heavy engineering industries, oil and gas, industrial gases, power, and metals, and we speak to them about their experiences, about their perspective on the industry. And today we are very fortunate to have Dr. Sachdev with us, an Indian oil veteran, and we can learn a lot from him and benefit from his years of decades of experience in the industry. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay. Thanks, Mr. Thomas, for giving me this opportunity of sharing my thoughts in this podcast. Now, let me introduce myself first. My name is Dr. Sachdev, and I worked in Indian Oil Corporation marketing division, which is a Fortune 500 company, for about 37 years. And I superannuated in November 2020 as Executive Director, Regional Services, Northern Region, New Delhi. Qualification wise, I finished my BTech honors in civil engineering way back in 1982. And then later, I finished PhD in management uh, during my service time. That is a
Fantastic.
brief introduction.
Welcome, Dr. Sachdev. Welcome to the Maximal Podcast. So, my first question to you is about Industry 4.0.
Mhm.
We've been talking about it for a long time, probably more than a decade now. Is it still relevant in 2026? Is it still a buzzword?
Industry 4.0 is still there. It is, yes, it is already applicable even now. Basically, I will tell you basic background. I'll answer your question, and before answering that question, let me just give you the brief. I joined Indian Oil in 1983, and at that time, in the name of technology, we had only Bradma machines. Bradma machines were huge machines which were used for invoicing and other things, and very small kind of automation was there at that point in time. And we have come a very long way thereafter. And if we talk about uh, Industry 4.0, if you remember, Industry 4.0 was it came into being in 2012, and basically in Germany, when German government wanted to use it as high technology strategy for computerization in manufacturing and industrial production. Later, of course, it was promoted to World Economic Forum in 2016, and it basically focused on Internet of Things, robotics, and now AI and other smart systems. So if you talk about Industry 4.0, it is still valid. The only thing is that we have to get guidance, because earlier it was only automation kind of a thing. Now we can get guidance. Suppose there is a problem somewhere, then probably now tools are available as part of Industry 4.0 or 5.0, whatever name you can give it, that it can guide you. It can take you to the right point where the problem exists, and then probably we can think of solving it. So Industry 4.0 is still there. It is still valid, but in a different form, in a better form, and the much improved version as compared to what it was later, earlier, when it was introduced in 2011.
Right, right. Absolutely, absolutely. Things have progressed quite a bit.
Yeah.
So, in the last couple of decades, we have seen a lot of technologies come and go. 4.0 is certainly one, AI is another, and many shades of what is called digitalization. It's a broad umbrella. But what do you think is the one piece of technology that has changed the shop floor more than any other piece of technology in the last couple of years? In the post-COVID era, which technology has changed the shop floor more than any other technology?
Okay. No, basically, if you talk about the technology part, it is basically automation which came into being earlier. Now, let me start with the petroleum industry. Now, at that point of time when I joined, the biggest marketing challenges in oil industry at that point in time was that there was no infrastructure, there were no depots, shortages were there, supply problems were existing. As a result, there was not many problems at that point in time. But later, as the things have gone by, things have changed, and as compared to the paper-based system earlier in 80s and early 90s, automation has taken place. refinery technology has undergone a change. Today, the industry is led by the digitalization, automation, and real-time data analytics, and the
Yes.
customer relationship management. All those things have come in. Now, refineries have become highly sophisticated with advanced process control and technology, energy efficient systems, and cleaner fuel technology moving from leaded. At that time, when I joined, it was leaded petrol. You may not have heard this term, but it was leaded petrol. Lead was added into petrol to increase the octane number and all that. Now we are having the BS6 fuels. And today, incidentally, uh, E85 is being introduced in the market by Indian Oil Corporation. I'm not sure whether you've heard this term or not, but this is basically 80 to 85% ethanol blended petrol.
Right.
No,
Right.
we could not have thought of this 80 to 85% ethanol blended petrol when I joined. So, so these are the technologies which are taking place, which are progressing, and development is taking place, and things are changing. Now, if we talk about depots, fuel stations, they've all become automated terminals. Smart terminals they have become. Pipeline networks have become smarter. GPS-enabled logistics have taken place now. Uh, the locks have undergone a change. The locks which are installed on the tank lorries which are carrying fuel from depot, from a storage point to the retail outlet or petrol pump, they have been changed. Now, as a result, what has happened is that if you automate things, then your safety standards go up, your environmental compliances go up, and your quality control also improves. So these are the changes which I can see in petroleum industry because of technology change.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
another change which I would like to highlight here, that we are moving from fuel economy to gas economy. We are moving towards LNG, petrochemicals, biofuels, and other things. So as a result, the dependence on fuel probably is becoming lesser and lesser. And alternate energy has come now, LNG has come now. So we are moving in that direction for a better kind of technology
Right. Right.
as far as fuel are concerned.
Right. So another thing I wanted to sort of pick your brains on is connected workers. The idea of connected workers.
Hmm.
This idea has evolved a lot over the last decade, and we have been part of the journey. Now, AI and robotics have come up as well.
Hmm.
What's your take on the idea, shared in some circles that AI and robotics eventually will make the connected worker redundant? Is that a possibility?
Yes, there is a great possibility. I mean, if we go to the last mile digital divide, that is what probably we are talking about. We have smart machines now. The only problem which I can see is that during my time and now, because the people were trained, they are not trained enough to handle these smart machines. Though machines are smart, they can do automation kind of a thing and they can produce reports and other things. But who is there to read those reports and to make those reports? That is probably the problem is. And if we go to last mile worker, that is what Maximal is doing, and we train people, then probably things can certainly undergo a change and things can become much, much better. And luckily for us, the present day generation is more tech savvy. They want to depend only on technology. They are not the earlier times employees who will depend only on the registers and paper-based economy and paper-based working and all that. So now generation is more interested in technology. You give the technology, you train them, you tell them that this is how things are done, and probably then they can adopt. And a lot of changes can take place, and particularly when we are talking about agentic AI and all that, when guidance is available through AI, we can reach to the point of problem at any point of time, then probably things can be much, much better. And I'm very, very optimistic that with this kind of technology, what Maximal has brought out, probably things can be certainly far, far better than what existed till maybe a few years ago.
I'm glad you feel that way. Thank you for that. So, a big priority for a lot of heavy engineering companies is digitalizing their frontline. Now, that process has not been as successful at an industry-wide level as we would have hoped. So, doubtlessly, some mistakes are being made somewhere. So, what do you think are the biggest mistakes companies make when they try to digitalize their frontline?
Basically, it's a top-driven activity. If top is interested in digitalization and teaching, educating people accordingly, then probably things can move faster. And probably they are in the senior age, they don't want to change, they don't want to learn, they don't want to unlearn few things and to relearn few things. That is probably, in my opinion, that is the biggest issue. Otherwise, people are inclined to adopt technology and do better.
Right, right. Now I have to ask you to gaze into your crystal ball, Dr. Sachdev. If you are, this is 2026, we are in the middle of 2026. If you were to speak again in 4 years, what is 2030, the beginning of a new decade, the first decade of 21st century, what do you think will be standard in every plant? What is it that we don't see now, maybe can't imagine now, but will be commonplace and standard in every plant in 4 years? What's your take?
My take is that in 2030, probably the technology will be paperless. Everything will be on computers, everything will be on your mobile, everything will be on your tips, the fingertips, and you can do anything. And maybe beyond that, if we talk about robotics, probably even the smartphones and other things, they will become, I mean, obsolete and other things, and you can probably do something, but with your hands and some chip will be there, and you can perform your activities maybe through that. That is what I see in
Got
2030.
it, got it, got it, got it. You're pretty bullish on technology, clearly.
Hmm?
You're pretty bullish on technology, quite
Yes, yes,
clearly.
I'm very, very bullish on technology. And I can see that because the way things are changing, the technology can certainly change. It has already changed few things. Now it will further change things. And things which we cannot, because if you recall in 1980, the early 80s or maybe middle of 80s, when computerization took place, maybe that you were very young at that point in time and we were in service at that time. And I remember that there were a lot of resistance in adopting technology and using computers and all that. Now today, can we think of anything without computers? So
Right.
I'm really bullish. I certainly feel that with the advent of technology and with the kind of things which are coming up, so things will be much, much better. And recently, I heard uh, that because of
Right.
AI, nobody will lose a job. Probably things will be better. Things will be faster. Things will be very prompt. So we should not be afraid of any AI or losing job because of AI and all that. And probably what I can see in future is things will be much smarter and better and much sharper.
Right. Right. So my dad used to be a plant manager at an industrial gases plant. So he used to do shifts, and he was in charge of an oxygen plant and a nitrogen plant, if memory serves. And I was talking to him, and now that I'm in this industry myself, at least on the software side, he was telling me that things we now take for granted, that information processing will be fast and easily accessible. It just wasn't the case in his time. So the time you describe in the 80s, I was in school, but my dad was the plant manager back then. And it was hard work, and most of it was done on paper. Almost all of it was done on paper. And I think his plant had one computer at the in the office of the person managing the plant and in charge of the entire plant. And maybe there were some computers at the accountant's office, but everything else for plant operations, they were completely reliant on paper, which sounds preposterous now, but it was normal back then.
So what is the question?
Right, Dr. Sachdev. So IoT has been around for a long time now, and the technology is mostly about alarms, automated alarms, and so it works through various measures like anomaly detection and so on. Now the technology usually doesn't close the loop. So the expectation is that there'll be an alarm raised by the system for the way to react to the system to address the underlying problem. A human has to pull the plug, so to speak. Do you think the human in the loop will continue, or do you see plants becoming more autonomous and even the solving the problem after the alarm has been raised will be done by machines? What's your take?
My take is that humans cannot be replaced by machines. Machines can give you direction. Big machines can give you the way out. Okay, this is the thing which you can do. But if you expect that machines probably will do and they will replace humans, probably that is not possible. One has to apply mind. Artificial intelligence may come, everything will be happen. All those things are fine. But the sensitivity of humans, probably that cannot be replaced by machines. So humans cannot be replaced and should not be replaced. We have to be human, or rather, we have to teach machines to be more human. so that they can think on those lines. And humans will have to be depended on, and finally, it is a call to be taken by humans to set things right.
Absolutely, absolutely. Lastly, Dr. Sachdev, because we are living in times that are not quite normal, there's an energy supply crunch that is, I mean, unlike anything we have seen before. It's once in a lifetime event. What do you think the downstream industry can do and is doing to address both this problem, and with every problem there's an opportunity. When we emerge out of this problem on the other side of the current crisis, what will the industry look like?
No, my experience is that we'll be through. We'll be able to steer ourselves through because a lot of talent is available in the country to deal with such problems. And this is not happening for the first time. We have seen crisis in 1973, then 1990s, when Iran-Iraq war was there, and we have done that rationing and other things. All those things are there. What I can see is that probably because of the route or the logistics or the transportation problem, that can be taken care of uh, by meeting supplies from alternate supply source, maybe some other country, some other source, and that is probably we can do that. And India is a very strong country. I feel that, and there is a lot of talent people are there at the top. So my take is that probably we will be through this crisis very soon. And as, as it is, the problem has not come to that extent what other countries are facing. So we have done much, much better than other countries, and we'll continue to do like that.
Right. Thank you, Dr. Sachdev. That was a wonderful conversation. We learned a lot. And everybody else, please tune in every week. Every week, you bring in experts from around the world who have been in this industry for decades, and we try to learn as much as we can from them. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Sachdev, and thank you, our viewers. Thank you. Bye
Thanks a
bye.
lot.